labourers, the radio op, and the station manager. Over the hill was their village of Abu Mad, and in the valley below, the wood pulp factory belonging to the forestry monopoly Iran Timber they serviced under contract. The 212 took loggers and equipment into the forests, helped build camps and plan the few roads that could be built, then serviced the camps with replacement crews and equipment, and flew the injured out. For most of the landlocked camps, the 212 was their only link with the outside, and the pilots were venerated. Erikki loved the life and the land, so much like Finland that sometimes he would dream he was home again. His sauna made it perfect. The tiny two-room hut at the back of their cabin was screened from the other cabins, and built traditionally with lichen between the logs for insulation, the wood fire that heated the stones well ventilated. Some of the stones, the top layer, he had brought from Finland. His grandfather had fished them from the bottom of a lake where all the best sauna stones come from, and had given them to him on his last home leave 18 months ago. "Take them, my son, and with them surely there'll go a good Finnish sauna tonto, the little brown elf that is the spirit of the sauna. Though what you want to marry one of those foreigners for, and not your own kind, I really don't know. When you see her, grandfather, you'll worship her also. She has blue-green eyes and dark, dark hair, and if she gives you many sons, well, we'll see. It's certainly long past the time you should be married, a fine man like you, but a foreigner? You say she's a school teacher? She's a member of Iran's teaching corps. They're young people, men and women, volunteers, as a service to the state, who go to villages and teach villagers and children how to read and write, but mostly the children. The Shah and the Empress started the corps a few years ago, and Azadeh joined when she was 21. She comes from Tabriz, where I work, teaches in our village in a makeshift school, and I met her 7 months and 3 days ago. She was 24 then." Erikki glowed, remembering the first time he ever saw her, neat in her uniform, her hair cascading, sitting in a forest glade surrounded by children, then her smiling up at him, seeing the wonder in her eyes at his size, knowing at once that this was the woman he had waited his life to find. He was 36 then. Ah, he thought, watching her lazily, once more blessing the forest tonto, spirit, that had guided him to that part of the forest. Only 3 more months, then 2 whole months of leave. It will be good to be able to show her Suomi, Finland. "It's time, Azadeh, darling," he said. "No, Erikki, not yet, not yet," she said, half asleep, drowsed by the heat but not by alcohol, for she did not drink. "Please, Erikki, not yet." "Too much heat isn't good for you," he said firmly. They always spoke English together, though she was also fluent in Russian. Her mother was half Georgian, coming from the border area where it was useful and wise to be bilingual. Also, she spoke Turkish, the language most used in this part of Iran, Azerbaijan, and, of course, Farsi. Apart from a few words, he spoke no Farsi or Turkish. He sat up and wiped the sweat off, at peace with the world, then leaned over and kissed her. She kissed him back and trembled as his hands sought her and hers sought him back. "You're a bad man, Erikki," she said, then stretched gloriously. "Ready?" "Yes." She clung to him as he lifted her so easily into his arms, then walked out of the sauna into the changing area, then opened the door and went outside into the freezing air. She gasped as the cold hit her, and hung on as he scooped up some snow and rubbed it over her, making her flesh tingle and burn, but not painfully. In seconds she was glowing within and without. It had taken her a whole winter to get used to the snow bath after the heat. Now, without it, the sauna was incomplete. Quickly she did the same for him, then rushed happily back into the warm again, leaving him to roll and thrash in the snow for a few seconds. He did not notice the group of men and the mullah standing in a shocked group up the rise, half hidden under the trees beside the path, 50 yards away. Just as he was closing the door, he saw